What up, folks? Welcome back to ULTRAZILLA Toys, and today I have a review of the SEN-TI-NEL RIOBOT R-16 NERV vs. Godzilla Anti-G Weapon Shiryu Prototype Unit 01. I kid you not, fans, that is the exact name of this bad boy. Oh man, yeah, put out by SEN-TI-NEL, this Godzilla crossover with EVA 01 or something from the Neon Genesis Evangelion universe. I wouldn't say EVA 01 exactly. This Mechagodzilla type, this not Mechagodzilla. Yeah, he's got a long name. They couldn't decide on what to call it. It's an anti-G weapon, so this would be a anti-Godzilla, just like our Mechagodzilla pals. And it was designed by Yoji Shinkawa, who is a designer famous for Metal Gear Solid and Zone of Enders. Now, right away, you could see Zone of Enders in there. So, yeah, that's like blatantly obvious. Zone of Enders right away. For me, I get that more than EVA 01. But yeah, this has been made for, you know, the continuing promotion of like Shin Godzilla and, you know, crossing over with EVA 01. Just give us a movie already, guys, you know? This figure also has some T-Rex design in there as well. I don't know exactly where it's at. I'm guessing in some of the engineering that they're famous for. And they are a usual collaborator of SEN-TI-NEL. So, pretty cool. You know, you got a couple of different folks at work here. But what they did was they produced a very expensive figure. So I'm gonna just get that right out of the way right now. This is a pricey piece. I myself paid $179 shipped. I got it from AmiAmi's eBay store because at the time of purchase it was the cheapest place to get it, completely shipped. I've noticed that both HLJ and AmiAmi have dropped it in price a tad, but I still think with shipping it's going to cost you over the $179 that I got it for. I was actually surprised that AmiAmi put it up for that price when on their regular website it was actually more at that point, and that was over the weekend. I did not pre-order this, so I needed to see it first. Like, I wanted to see what the final product came out like, and as soon as I saw the visuals of it, I ordered it right away. Like the day after it was released and people started getting their notices, I ordered mine. So there you go. You know, I plopped out in the cash, especially again when I saw the price was cheaper on eBay, and I also got 5% cash back on the purchase from eBates. Always use that. If you use eBay, use eBates, guys. Sign up for it. It's a little app. Boom, you get discounts and many different stores. Anywho, on a piece like this, anything will help. So that out of the way, it's a very pricey piece. And I'll say this right now, I don't think that this figure is worth that price because of what it is. And what it is a kind of light plastic figure. There's no diecast that I can find anywhere here. I haven't seen it. I don't see it in the, you know, any of the descriptions. Yeah. So I got two things against it right off the bat. The price and no diecast for a figure that's, you know, a robot. I want some diecast. I don't always have to have it, but when it's this price, I have to have it. So that hurts it a little bit. But does it hurt the figure? We shall see, because I actually think it's really awesome. So we'll see what I think at the very end, you know, because it's a process. Reviewing is a process. I don't come up with my final thought on a review till the end of the review, because I like to stay organic here at ULTRAZILLA Toys. So I'm going to take this guy off here right now. We're going to show you the base. And this is funny. This base is heavier than the figure. I think you're paying for the base, guys. It's a super heavy base, really sturdy plastic. There's like a clear plastic over here, overlay right in the middle that you can stand them on. So that's pretty cool. And then you have this arm here that can attach to Shiryu here. Honestly, I just like to call him Nerve! But yeah, Shiryu. There's a little piece right here. I'm just going to do this right now. And what you want to do is actually turn it. So you turn it, and then you just take that out, and then you got a little hole in his pee-pee. And then you could put that in there. It looks kind of painful. And there you go. Because he's so light, that arm could hold him pretty well. So, and then you could get him in a ton of different poses, which is pretty cool. I gotta say, you know, I don't mind that at all. And take the arm out here. So, let's get the display out of the way now. Oh, I put it on the box and everything fell over. That's okay. So what I want to do is put that little piece back. Just don't want to lose it. So there you go. That was tough. There was no real directions to tell you to turn it. I just figured that out on my own. So just be careful with it, because you feel like you want to break it when you're turning it out. So I want to go over what else he comes with. He comes with an extra tail piece. So there's that. It's just a molded silver plastic here. It's a nice finish. So you get this, and then I won't be displaying it with this, but at the end of his tail here, there is a ball joint. You can take that tail out. I'm guessing that's more of like a blade tail. And then you want to line it up, and pop it in, and that's how he looks with this tail. A little boring, in my opinion. I like the extra green on the other tail, so, but there's a thing that you can do if you would like. So let's pop that back. Nice, beautiful. So he comes with these blades attached to his arm, and they're the anti-Kaiju blades, which it's telling you on both sides. I think that's kind of cheesy, but that's fine. It's the anti-Kaiju blades, done in, you know, this gunmetal, and then it actually goes, the gunmetal looks like it kind of gradiates into a blue here. You see that? Yeah, it totally does. And then you got the green here, which I like. I like this prevailing green on the figure. So to attach it, like you just saw, just slip it in there. You could also slip it in the other way if you want to do one of these attacks. It looks okay this way. I kind of dig it the other way. I mean, maybe both of them together. Let's see. Maybe if I do both of them, I'm a big fan of the way it looks like this, honestly. So, ooh, that's pretty stuck. Oh, there we go. Now, this figure is, like I'm saying, is pretty light, which makes it a little scary to play around with too much. And it looks pretty good, actually. Now that I have it on there together at the same time, I'd say that's pretty slick, right? That's not bad at all. So pretty cool. He comes with an extra pair of hands as well, and that's the only other thing. And these are just a little bit, like, you know, bent. His fingers are a little bent in them. So I really dig the hands he has on now more, the more open hands. So, but let's take a look. Fits really easy. The tail piece and the hands piece feel, they don't feel like they're gonna fall off, which is good, but they fit in really, really nice and snug and feels good. So pretty cool there. And that's everything he comes with. So let's take a look at the sculpt, which, man, for an original, this is an original design we've never seen before. Crossover or what, this is an amazing original design. Again, I just don't feel like it looks like, you know, either of the two things it's trying to be. I could see it being in the universe of both. But I just feel like this is such a perfectly unique design that it's so awesome. And I could definitely see this more in the Mechagodzilla program, you know, to follow up like Mogera and Kiryu and, you know, all the Mechagodzillas we've had. So really nice overall design. I really dig the tail. I really love the spines on the tail. And, you know, going right up his back. They're just perfectly mechanical looking. Really, really cool. His head sculpt is really nice. Again, it does evoke Zone of Enders a lot, the head sculpt for me. And the feet as well. But it also evokes Zilla. You know? Godzilla 98. Gino? I hate Gino. I hate calling him Gino. But yeah, I just like calling him Zilla. But it evokes that. Like something about it evokes that. This is like Mechazilla. Not Mechagodzilla, Mechazilla. And I kind of dig that. You know, like that's pretty fun for me because I am a fan of that kaiju. So it's very, very nice. I just like the shape. Love his chest piece is really nicely designed. And the joints look good. I like how they incorporated like all the joint work into design rather than it being on its own. So that is very, very cool. You know, his legs are designed really cool. I love these bits here. And his feet are a little weird. We'll get into that more in the articulation. And I thought they would hinder like his posability, but they really don't. But I would say his feet are like, if I have any nitpicking to do about the design, it's the way they design his feet. And I will talk about that more in the articulation. But otherwise, yeah, I really dig this guy's design. It is super cool. So very nice. Okay, paint is really cool. Overall, it's got a really nice metallic finish that I like. It varies from like silver and gunmetal in a lot of spots, and it's all done in this really nice metallic. I really like the finish. It's super professional. It's really clean. Then you got all these green highlights, which I love. I love, I love, I love. They just look great throughout. You know, like, that is just gorgeous. And then you got, like, these little cool orange pieces going on. Right here in the feet as well. You know, so just a couple of spots there of orange, just, like, makes it. And then you got this, like, kind of, like, bluish, purplish hue that, again, like, you see on the edge of the blade. And you see at the edges of the spines. I love that on the main spines. You don't see them on the small ones, but on the main ones, I love it. And then I love the green on his tail, on this tail, which I'm guessing is like a blade tail. I love how it gradiates into black. That is beautiful, beautiful. So very, very nicely done. I gotta say, all around, this is a really cool figure. As far as sculpt work and paint, it is perfect. You know, like, man. Let's take off. I'm gonna take off the anti-G blades for the articulation section, and I want to show you because I haven't really showed you what it looks like without those. So without those, it looks pretty cool too. He does have a little bit of a little things here anyway, so that's pretty slick. But yeah, it is nice. So even without the blades, it's nice. I do like it more with the blades, personally, but even with the blades, or without the blades. It looks pretty cool. So not bad at all. I like this little spiky bit here. It looks kind of funny, but yeah, it's well done. I like the, like, he's got little spikes on the back of his calf here. I mean, I could keep talking about this and find stuff all day. I mean, I know these were there, but yeah, look at those. Those are cool. Nice little design there. I like the back of his feet, I gotta say. That's not bad. But that's what he looks like from the back as well. Very Gigan, Final Wars Gigan in the back, right? If you looked at it from back here. I think so. That's a good comp there. So that is pretty awesome. All right, let's do some articulation now. This is where this figure, man, shines even more. It is ridiculously articulated. I'm going right past super. He got his jaw here. Let's start there. Opens and closes. You got these little pieces on the side. They're kind of just like hanging on. It's not really articulation, but what really happens is when his jaw moves, like, it kind of gives, depending on the way it's positioned, like, you could move it up a little bit. Kind of like, feels like the whole piece moves, which is kind of cool. So, it works better on the other side than this side, but that's a thing. I kind of wish they weren't loose, because as you can hear them. But, yeah, it works all right. Then I don't think these guys are articulated up here. So you got neck articulation here, right over up here. Oh, right here actually. And it's got this cool little like Adam's apple type of deal right there. So that's pretty slick. And this whole chest piece over here moves forward when you do that. So that's like really interesting and cool engineering. He can move his head like side to side a bit. I'm guessing there's a ball joint up in there. So, and then turning his head, you kind of could do it, but it's a little tight. I don't want to mess with that too much. There was also some little screws down here, so it does maneuver in there, the neck, when you move everything forward. It's kind of cool. So you get some screws in here, little hinge joint there, so the whole neck can move back and forth like that. Then his arms are on a hinge in here, and another like ball type joint in there, but it also has like some butterfly movement. It's not like a true butterfly joint, but it's kind of works and functions the same way. It kind of slides back and forth, so you can get his arms to come across pretty far, which is awesome. Like, that is incredible for a robot like this. So, and obviously you could turn it around really well. I mean, you could turn it at this point and this point. So there's that, and then you got some rotation right at the top here of his bicep where it connects into his shoulder. So that is pretty awesome. His arm here just has a single hinge, but it goes back pretty far, which is fine. I'm fine with that. So on the inside, I don't think there is another joint in here. I see another joint, but I don't know exactly if it does it pull out maybe? No, I'm not gonna mess with it, but there is definitely, I mean, you could see it. I'm just not 100% sure. I didn't see anything in the direction, so don't want to mess with it too much there. These little points here are, have a little bit of movement. This is where you put his anti-G blades there. And then you have a hinge at the wrist. So, and you could move all the way back and forth. So that is an incredible hinge. I really dig that. And then it's on a ball joint at the end there to get all the rotation you need. That's pretty awesome. Then you got a like an ab joint right inside there. It's blocked in front here by this armor piece, but it does give you, and you can see it's a screw right there, which is actually good. That's kind of visible, just in case it gets too loose. You could just tighten it up a bit. It's pretty good on mine, I gotta say. And then you have another joint down here at the bottom at his waist, where you could get like a lot of like movement back and forth, and so that's really nice. So you get a lot from up here from his neck all the way down his cavity there. That is incredible. His hips, a lot like the joints in his shoulder, have a lot of range of motion. So you can see it up in here. So it's an interesting design. Definitely really cool. Really dig that. And then the ball here also has a, I believe it goes into the leg. No, I think that's just one. So maybe not. So he can't go split too far, unfortunately. But you do get enough to make it, I mean, it's a robot. Like how much articulation we're gonna get there, but he does give you enough motion. So on the onto the knee here, like it's got a double joint in there, so you got hinge in here. There you go. Like it moves back and forward. Really, really good. Really good. And then you got another hinge here. So that moves great. So I really like the motion you get in his knee. It's really nice. Ankle has a rocker, which is really good and really helpful. And then, you know, the hinge. So really good. So this is what I was talking about with my complaint here. The toes do not articulate, and I would love for them, and it looks like they could have just put a little hinge in the toes, because they already sculpted it out. Was that supposed to be there and then it's not? I don't get it. So I feel like I'm about to break it too by trying to pull it too hard. So yeah, that's a missed opportunity. It does move ever so slightly right now, but I think I just loosened this one. Not good. And then the back as well, it would have been good if this kind of spread out a little bit and moved down for some, like if this opened up a little bit, it would have been nice, you know, just to give you a nice flat. It's a weird design, you know, so I would have definitely appreciated a more flat-footed approach here. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. I keep looking at it like I'm messing up, but it's not. It's not. Doesn't open up. So, but yeah, that's a little shame. On his legs, he has these little spikes, little spines here, and they all articulate. Now, be careful because these are just on like little friction joints. And as I was messing with them the first time, one of them popped out, and it took me a while to find. I think it's this one. This one feels kind of loose. Yeah, okay, I squeezed it on there a little more. So, but they do articulate, you know, and that's pretty cool. I don't know why you would need that. Oh, see, there you go. So be careful with these guys. You know, this is almost something I want to. I'm almost thinking about gluing them in place if they get too crazy for me, because you know it doesn't need to be there. On his back, so you got those that are articulated down there, but the spines on the main spines of his back all articulate, and that is fantastic. These come out. You can make them like wings. They got a lot of range of motion, these top ones, and then this has like a little hinge back and forward. Same here. These outer ones do go out. And then you get, then the motion kind of stops, I guess. These bottom ones really don't do. Oh yeah, you get a little bit of motion right in this middle one, but that's just mainly to get stuff out of the way, I think. And then nothing else. These guys do not articulate, from what I could tell. So pretty cool though. That's really fun. I really dig that. So his tail has a lot of joints, which is great, and it feels good and moves really well. Like, I like how everything goes in and out. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 segments, and it moves, like I said, really nicely. Feels good. Get it in a lot of different poses. So, and it looks great. I really, really dig that. So very, very, very nice. Articulation is really good. Going back to, like, you know, when I was talking about paint and stuff, I didn't mention the tampo printing. He's got some little tampo printing right there on his forehead here. I can't read it at all, but there is something there's something in Japanese and then something else written on the bottom. Cannot read it, but it is there, and that's cool. And then you have the NERV logo tampo printed perfectly on his shoulders, so that looks incredible. Really looks nice. It's perfect. Perfect paint. Yeah, guys, this guy is incredible. You know, like, man, I really, really, you know, as a figure itself, it is fantastic. So we're gonna do some size comparisons now. I got him standing pretty much about as high as he could go. He might be able to go a little higher. So we'll get some different figures in here to show you a lot of, like, suspects that you would think. So there he is with a SH Figure Arts Commander Zafi. So that's how it scales there. Pretty tall, like much taller than I originally expected. When we first saw the pics last week, I thought he was a little smaller. You know, so I'm really glad he's not. So here is Supa Mechagodzilla. Yet to review this guy. He was, you know, getting ready to get reviewed, and then this other guy came in, so I decided to give this guy priority. He's really fresh and he's really amazing, and it's awesome. Let's face them off a little bit. Just give you a little more how they scale and how they look against each other. So there's that. Here is Heavy Arms Shiryu. So, which I think is a good, as far as aesthetics, you know, a good comp. And I feel like when they created this guy and designed this guy, they also did look at Shiryu a lot. You know, I feel like a lot of the motions you saw with Shiryu in the Shiryu movies, like, this guy really mimics it well in, you know, articulation and being able to do some of those, like, interesting maneuvers. Like, I think in the first movie, like, he does, like, some crazy maneuvers when he's, like, sliding around and stuff. So yeah, I love this one. How about a classic Trendmaster Zilla, just to see what I'm talking about. So I really feel like there's a lot here between, you know, the shape of his head, the shape of his spines, which go forward, like Zilla's, and even you see it, like, there's a little bit of, like, purple hints on both. So very interesting. Very, 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 very interesting. Here he is with Shin Godzilla. So there you go. That's, like, that's really good. It's, you know, I mean, they face off. They face off fine. So a lot bigger than expected. Again, do some Eva's stuff. Starting with the SH Monster Arts Evazilla. This is a slightly cooler, but I really dig this too. It's so silly. And how about against an Evo 01? What? Little NX Edge EVA 01. I don't know. Yeah, you know, like, I really don't see it. I really don't see the resemblance there. And if we want to do a better comp to an EVA 01, here's the movie realization one. It's probably not going to be the easiest one to stand, but it's a tall figure. It's an old figure. But these two actually look really nice together. So yeah, they might hang out together on display. So really dig that. And those are the size comparisons, guys. And that's my review. So while I put this on, I gotta gather my thoughts here. Like, I think I'm gonna say this guy is it worth the money? That's a good question. Like, one I'm like struggling with right now, because I really dig it. It's so awesome. It's engineered so nicely, and you know, like, it just looks amazing, and the paint is perfect. Like, honestly, like, again, the only little problems I have are with his feet, you know, and I could get past that because, like, that's the design, you know, like, that's what they decided to do with the design of this. So, I mean, it's hard to complain about things that aren't there, but that's pretty much what I've done. Like, you know, I would have rather a little bit of a different design in his feet, but then it wouldn't be, you know, this design, right? Like, the designer designed it to be this way. But I still would rather that, and I would definitely would have liked some diecast. You know, even if you just gave it to me in his feet like the Monster Arts do, just to like weight us down, like, give it to me in his feet and his tail. You know, like, you know, let me get a little bit so you could, you know, really get some really good poses, but you can get some really good poses out of him anyway. So that's really cool. And then he comes with that stand, which is nice. I'll bring back the stand one last time. So, you know, like, so you get the nice stand. I mean, I probably won't be displaying it with the stand, but you can. It does look nice. And, I mean, if you want to display him flying on the stand, I could totally see it, because it does look cool like that. And, yeah, this figure is great. For sure, he is great. If you don't get it now, I don't blame you. It is very pricey, but I say keep your eye on it, and the minute the price drops, and it's gone down a little bit already. It's still pricey, but it's gone down a little bit already. So keep your eye on it, because, you know, depending on like the reviews, and if people are, you know, down on it, that'll drive it down, because nobody's gonna buy it. People might not buy it anyway because it's too pricey. And again, for what you're getting, I don't know, like, it's very light. It doesn't really feel like a figure of this price, but it certainly is amazing. I mean, I want to say it's a $150 figure, like, for sure, with all the engineering that they put into this, and all the really amazing articulation, and the perfect paint, and like the just gorgeous design. It's, and you get a nice stand. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, whoa. Like, just thinking about figure prices, what can they charge for it, you know? Like, it's definitely better than the Shin Godzilla I just showed you, and that's like what was that, 130 with shipping? So this guy being, if it was 150, yeah, definitely, guys. There's no doubt. I think, you know, a lot of people are gonna really like this. It's so cool. I mean, if it's not your thing because, you know, you have no attachment to this particular design, that's fine. You know, like, I respect that. I had to get it. I'm a huge Mechagodzilla fan. I'm a huge Godzilla fan. I like Evo 1 a lot, you know? But I really feel like this just stands on its own as its own thing. And I am really, really happy that I got it right away, because I just really, you know, I've been waiting for it to come out. So, and while I didn't pre-order it, you know, I wasted no time getting it because I just knew it looked so awesome, and I thought I was going to really like it, and I really do. So your mileage is going to vary based on price, but I think that's really the diecast as well. But if you lower the price and there's no diecast, all's well, I think. This is incredible. That's my final thought, guys. Incredible. I absolutely love it. I honestly don't mind what I paid for it, me personally, because I have it here, I have it now, and I'm able to tell you it's incredible. So that's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Please share. If you could check out my Facebook page, ULTRAZILLA Toys, that would be awesome as well. And until next time, peace out, peeps.